close your eyes for a moment and let the weight of the day begin to dissolve. Imagine, if you will, that the sun has long since dipped below the horizon, leaving behind a sky painted in the deepest shades of velvet, indigo, and charcoal. The air around you is cool, crisp, and perfectly still, the kind of stillness that feels like a soft hand resting on your shoulder, giving you permission to let go. You are standing in a place far away from the hum of electricity, the glare of streetlights, and the restless pace of the modern world. Here, the only clock is the slow, rhythmic rotation of the earth, and the only light comes from the ancient fires burning billions of miles away. Take a deep, slow breath in. Feel the cool air fill your lungs, bringing with it a sense of clarity and space. And as you exhale, feel your muscles soften, your shoulders drop, your jaw relaxes. The tension you've been carrying in your chest begins to unfurl like a ribbon in the wind. You are safe, you are held. And tonight, we are going to embark on a journey that requires nothing of you but your presence. We are going to explore the vastness of the universe, not to feel overwhelmed, but to find the profound peace that comes from knowing how small and yet how deeply connected we truly are. When was the last time you looked up at the night sky and felt at peace? Perhaps it was a long time ago, on a childhood camping trip, or a quiet walk home on a winter's evening. There is a specific kind of silence that exists under a canopy of stars. It isn't an empty silence. It is a full, resonant quiet, a cosmic lullaby that has been playing since the beginning of time. Astronomers now estimate that there are roughly 2 trillion galaxies in the observable universe. 2 trillion. It is a number so vast that the human mind cannot truly grasp its scale. And in that inability to understand, there is a strange, wonderful relief. You don't have to count them. You don't have to map them. You only have to exist among them. Think of those 2 trillion galaxies as lanterns scattered across an infinite dark ocean. Each one is a city of light, home to hundreds of billions of stars, planets, and mysteries we have yet to name. And yet, from where you stand on this tiny, blue-green marble, they appear as nothing more than delicate dustings of silver, soft smudges of light that remind us that the universe is far larger than our worries, far older than our anxieties, and far more patient than our hurried lives. Tonight, we aren't looking for answers. We aren't searching for data or trying to solve the riddles of physics. We are simply letting the immensity of space act as a warm, heavy blanket, tucking us into the reality of our own existence. There is an incredible beauty in being small. When we realize that we are a tiny part of such a grand design, the heavy burdens we carry, the deadlines, the expectations, the what-ifs, begin to look like grains of sand. And just like sand, we can let them slip through our fingers, leaving our hands free to simply rest. Before we drift deeper into tonight's gentle journey, remember to subscribe to Why Is That? Sleep Story. Here, you'll always find peaceful stories that soothe the heart and quiet the mind. Where are you listening from tonight? Leave a comment. Your presence adds warmth to this quiet corner of the night. As you settle further into your bed, feel the support of the mattress beneath you. It is firm and reliable, much like the ground beneath your feet. Even as we travel in our minds to the furthest reaches of the cosmos, you are anchored here, in this moment of absolute safety. The room is dark, the world outside is asleep, and for the next hour, there is nowhere else you need to be. The stars above have been watching over the earth for billions of years. They watched when the first oceans formed. They watched as mountains rose and fell. They watched as forests grew and whispered in the wind. They are the ultimate witnesses to the passage of time, and their light, so steady and unwavering, is a reminder that there is a rhythm to everything. There is a time for activity, and there is a time for rest. This is your time to rest. Imagine the sky above you, opening up like a great, dark flower. The stars aren't just points of light, they are invitations to wonder. As we look up, we are essentially looking back in time. The light from some of the stars you see tonight began its journey toward your eyes before your grandparents were born, before cities were built, perhaps even before humans walked the earth. That light has traveled through the cold, silent vacuum of space, across distances we can barely imagine, just to reach you right now. It is a gift from the past, a silent message that says, you are here, you are part of this, you belong. If tonight's story reminded you of a beautiful memory, feel free to share it below. Perhaps it's a memory of a clear night, a shared silence with a loved one, or a moment of realization under the open sky. Here, no one rests alone. Every story is a soft lantern in the dark. Let your breathing become even and natural. Don't try to force it, just observe it. With every breath, you are syncing your rhythm with the slow, steady pulse of the universe. The stars don't rush, the planets don't hurry. They move in their appointed orbits with a grace that is effortless. Tonight, you are invited to join that grace, to stop striving, to stop doing, to simply be. In this quiet space, let us begin our journey. Let us leave behind the noise of the world and step into the soft, shimmering expanse of the Milky Way. We are going to walk among the stars, not as strangers, but as children of the cosmos, returning home to the silence where we began. Imagine that our galaxy, the Milky Way, is not just a collection of stars and gas, but a vast, ancient forest. But instead of trees made of wood and leaf, these are trees made of light. When you stand in the middle of a dense woodland, you cannot see the boundaries of the forest. You only see the trunks around you, the way the branches overlap, and the soft dappling of light through the canopy. This is exactly our experience within the Milky Way. We live on the inner edge of one of the forest's great spiral arms, a neighborhood called the Orion Arm. Because we are inside this structure, we can never see it from the outside. Instead, when we look up on a truly dark night, we see that hazy, glowing ribbon stretching across the sky. Ancient civilizations called it a river of heaven, or the path of birds. In reality, it is the collective glow of billions of stars, so numerous and so distant that their individual lights blend together into a soft, milky fog. Visualizing yourself within this forest of light is a way to ground your soul. Think of the sun as a single, glowing leaf on a branch that belongs to a tree in a small clearing. We are nestled in a quiet corner, far from the crowded, bustling center of the galactic city. Out here, the stars are spaced comfortably apart, like old friends who value their privacy but remain within sight of one another. The space between these stars is not empty in the way we usually think of emptiness. It is filled with the breath of the cosmos, thin veils of hydrogen gas, and microscopic grains of starlight-dusted ice. As you lie there, imagine your consciousness expanding outward, past the roof of your house, past the clouds, and into this celestial woodland. The air, if we can call it that, feels different here. It is a place of profound stillness. There is no wind to rustle the leaves of light, no sound to break the meditation of the spheres. There is only the gentle, persistent glow of existence. Scientists tell us that the Milky Way is over 100,000 light-years across. If you were to try and walk across this forest, even at the speed of light, it would take you 1,000 lifetimes. But we aren't here to travel quickly. We are here to linger. Look closely at the stars nearby. Some are great, bloated giants, glowing with a cool, red embers like warmth. Others are small, white-hot sparks, burning with a fierce purity. And then there are the stars like our sun, steady, golden, and dependable. In this forest, there are also nurseries, vast clouds of gas and dust called nebulae. Imagine these as the soft, mossy floors of the forest, where new stars are being born. Inside these clouds, gravity is slowly, patiently pulling together the dust and gas, weaving them into tight knots that will one day ignite and become new suns. This process takes millions of years. It is a slow, rhythmic birth that happens in the deep shadows of the galaxy. It reminds us that even in the dark, something beautiful is always being prepared. Even when we feel like nothing is happening in our lives, there are unseen forces at work, gathering the elements of our next chapter, waiting for the right moment to shine. The center of our galaxy is a place of incredible density and light, but we are tucked away in the suburbs, where it is quiet. It is a blessing to live in a quiet neighborhood of the universe. It gives us the perspective we need to look inward as well as outward. If you were in the center of the galaxy, the sky would be so crowded with stars that there would be no night. You would live in eternal day. But because we live here, on the edge, we are granted the gift of the dark. We are granted the ability to see the vast, empty spaces between the stars, which allow us to appreciate the light all the more. Think about the silence of a star. It is a massive, roaring furnace of fusion, yet across the distance of space, it reaches us as a silent, twinkling point of hope. It doesn't scream for our attention. It doesn't demand that we understand its chemical composition. It simply offers its light to anyone who cares to look. If this story brings you calm, leave a gentle comment for yourself. Acknowledging your own need for peace is the first step toward finding it. As we drift further into this forest of light, notice how the trees seem to sway in a slow motion dance. The entire galaxy is rotating, a majestic carousel spinning once every quarter of a billion years. We are part of that rotation. Right now, as you lie in your bed, you are traveling at hundreds of thousands of miles per hour around the galactic center. And yet, you feel perfectly still. This is the great paradox of the universe. We are always in motion, always journeying. And yet, we can always find a center of stillness within ourselves. If you've ever felt like the world is moving too fast, remember the Milky Way. It moves with a scale of time that makes our human anxieties feel like the fluttering of a moth's wing. It has been spinning for 13 billion years, and it will continue to spin long after our current worries have faded into the mists of history. There is a great comfort in that endurance. You are part of a system that knows how to survive, how to thrive, and how to remain beautiful through the eons. Let the image of the forest of light lull you deeper into relaxation. See the soft, silver glow of the galactic arms wrapping around you like a protective cocoon. You are not lost in the woods. You are home in the woods. Every star you see is a familiar face, a part of the family of matter that makes up your own body. We are going to leave our local forest now and head toward the great beyond, but the light of the Milky Way will always be there, a steady lantern guiding us back to the peace of our own hearts. For thousands of years, humanity looked at the stars and saw a finished map. We believed the universe was a small, intimate place, with the stars fixed like sparkling jewels onto a solid dome that arched over our world. We were the center of the story, and the lights above were merely the backdrop for our dramas. But as we began to look closer, with humbler hearts and better tools, the map began to change. The dome shattered, and in its place, an endless horizon opened up. Think of the first people who pointed crude glass lenses at the night sky. They weren't looking for fame, they were looking for truth. They were humble observers, willing to let their old ideas fall away to make room for something greater. When they looked at the clouds in the sky, they realized they weren't clouds at all, but distant islands of stars, other galaxies, just as vast and complex as our own. This realization didn't make us less important. It made our existence more miraculous. To be a tiny observer in such a massive theater is a rare and beautiful thing. Imagine a lone telescope sitting on a high, cold mountain peak in the Andes or the Himalayas. The air is thin and freezing. The wind whistles through the jagged rocks, but inside the dome, there is a profound, focused silence. The telescope is a masterpiece of patience. It doesn't move quickly. It tracks the stars with a movement so slow it is invisible to the human eye. The telescope is waiting. It is waiting for photons, tiny particles of light that have been traveling for millions of years. Imagine one such photon. It was born in a distant galaxy, perhaps a galaxy shaped like a perfect glowing sphere or a messy, vibrant splash of blue stars. This photon escaped the pull of its home sun and began a journey across the void. It traveled through the emptiness between galaxies, a darkness so profound it would swallow any sound or heat. For millions of years, that single bit of light stayed true to its path. It flew past giant clusters of galaxies, through the thin veils of intergalactic gas, and finally, it reached our neighborhood. It zipped through our solar system, bypassed the moon, and plummeted through Earth's atmosphere until it hit the mirror of that lonely telescope. All that travel, all that time, just to be seen. When we look at the images captured by these telescopes, like the famous deep field images, we are seeing the rewards of extreme patience. If you were to hold a single grain of sand at arm's length against the night sky, that tiny patch of darkness is what the telescope looked at for days on end. And in that tiny patch, where we thought there was only blackness, there were thousands of galaxies, each one a swirling whirlpool of life and light. This tells us something very important about our own lives. Just because we cannot see the light right now doesn't mean it isn't there. Sometimes we have to be like the telescope. We have to be still. We have to be patient. We have to keep our hearts open to the darkness, trusting that if we wait long enough, the light will find us. The universe is not empty. It is simply waiting for us to develop the eyes to see its fullness. If you've ever felt like your efforts are going unnoticed, or that you are waiting for a light that never comes, think of the humble observer on the mountain. Your photons are on their way. The beauty you are looking for, the peace you are seeking, is already traveling toward you. It might have started its journey a long time ago, and it might have a long way to go, but it is constant. Let the patience of the stars infuse your spirit tonight. You don't have to solve everything today. You don't have to see the whole map. You only have to be a witness to the small patch of sky you can see from where you are. There is a deep healing in this kind of soft discovery. We aren't conquering the universe with our knowledge. We are being invited into its secrets. As the telescope hums quietly in the cold night air, feel your own mind cooling down. The heated thoughts of the day, the friction of conversation, the sparks of worry are being smoothed over by the icy, peaceful vacuum of space. The universe is a very cold place, but it is also a very quiet one. It is a place where there is no friction to wear you down. When you feel overwhelmed by the complexity of your life, remember that most of the universe is actually very simple. It is light, and it is space. It is gravity, and it is time. These are the same elements that make up your own being. You are made of the same atoms that were forged in the hearts of stars and carried across the void by those patient photons. You are not an observer looking at the universe. You are the universe looking at itself. Close your eyes a little tighter, or if they are already closed, let the muscles around them relax even more. Imagine you are that telescope resting on the mountain. The world below you is a blur of lights and noise, but up here there is only the vast, star-dusted velvet of the night. You are steady, you are focused, you are waiting for the light, and the light is coming. If this story brought you calm, leave a gentle comment for yourself. Maybe just a word like peace or stillness. Or if you're feeling more social, tell us. What is your favorite thing about a clear night sky? Don't forget to subscribe for more peaceful nighttime journeys. We are here every night, a soft lantern in the dark, waiting to guide you home. The journey continues now, as we move from our own small observations into the true scale of the cosmos, the ocean of 2 trillion galaxies. Imagine that you are no longer standing on the Earth, but drifting high above it, wrapped in a soft, glowing mist of starlight. Below you, the Earth is a marble of swirling blues and whites, peaceful and silent. But as you turn your gaze away from home and out into the deep, you realize that space is not a vacuum, but an ocean. A vast, shoreless ocean where the islands are not made of rock, but of light. These are the galaxies. For a long time, we thought our Milky Way was the only island in this ocean. We thought the entire universe was contained within our own borders. But then, we looked further. We saw the Andromeda Galaxy, a beautiful, shimmering spiral that is our closest large neighbor. It sits about 2.5 million light-years away. That sounds like an impossible distance, and in human terms, it is. But in the ocean of the cosmos, Andromeda is just the next island over. You could almost see its campfire burning across the water. Now, imagine pulling back even further. The Milky Way and Andromeda begin to look like 2 small sparks. You see others, Triangulum, the large and small Magellanic Clouds, forming a small group we call the Local Group. It's like a small archipelago in the vast dark sea, but as you continue to drift backward, more sparks appear. Dozens, hundreds, thousands. This is where the number 2 trillion begins to take on a physical sensation. Instead of a number on a page, think of it as a texture. It's the texture of a field of wild flowers stretching beyond the horizon. It's the texture of the stars in the sky, but multiplied 1 billion times. Every one of those 2 trillion galaxies is a masterpiece. Some are perfect spirals with arms of blue stars and pink nurseries of gas spinning like delicate clockwork. Others are ellipticals, smooth, golden glowing orbs of older stars, calm and steady like a well-tended hearth. Some are irregulars, splashes of light that look like a painter accidentally dropped a brush, full of chaotic beauty and new beginnings. The sheer scale of this can feel daunting if you try to conquer it with your mind. But if you let it wash over you like the tide, it becomes a source of incredible comfort. Why? Because in a universe of 2 trillion galaxies, there is room for everything. There is room for all our mistakes, all our hopes, and all our quiet moments. The universe is so large that it can hold all of our lives without ever feeling crowded. When you feel the pressure to be someone, to achieve something, or to stand out in the crowd, remember the ocean of galaxies. Each galaxy is unique, yet each is part of the same grand rhythm. They don't compete with one another to be the brightest. They don't rush to reach a destination. They simply float in the currents of space-time, following the gentle tug of gravity. If you ever feel that the world is too much, remember that you are a passenger on a beautiful, ancient vessel sailing through a sea of light. The distances between these galaxies are so vast that it would take millions of years for a message to pass from one to another. This distance creates a sacred kind of privacy. Each galaxy is its own world, its own story, its own dream. And yet, they are all connected by the same laws of physics, the same elements, and the same fundamental light. As you drift in this cosmic ocean, feel the silence. It is not a cold silence, but a warm, enveloping one. It's the silence of a library, or a cathedral, or a forest after a fresh snowfall. It is a silence that invites you to put down your armor. You don't need to protect yourself here. There are no enemies in the deep space between galaxies. There is only the long, slow passage of time and the gentle shimmer of distant suns. Think about the light from a galaxy 10 billion light years away. That light has been traveling since the universe was in its infancy. It has passed through the shadows of ancient stars that have long since gone dark. It has witnessed the birth and death of entire solar systems. And now, it is reaching the here and now. When you look at that light, you are touching the very beginning of everything. You are connected to the source. This ocean of galaxies reminds us that we are part of something that doesn't break. The universe might change, it might expand, it might evolve, but it remains. And you, as a part of this universe, have that same enduring quality. You are made of the same stuff. The molecules in your body were once part of that cosmic ocean. You have been here since the beginning, in one form or another, and you will be here until the end. Let the rhythmic waves of the cosmic ocean lull you. Imagine each wave is a cluster of galaxies passing slowly by. First, the Virgo supercluster, a massive collection of thousands of galaxies, glowing like a bed of embers. Then, the Laniakea supercluster, a heavenly horizon that spans hundreds of millions of light years. These names don't matter as much as the feeling they evoke, a sense of belonging to a structure so large and so beautiful that our individual worries simply evaporate. If you ever feel small in a way that makes you feel lonely, try to shift your perspective. You are small in the way a single note is small in a great symphony. Without that note, the music wouldn't be the same. You are small in the way a single drop of water is small in the ocean. You are the ocean, in a different form. As we leave the grand scale of the 2 trillion galaxies, we are going to look closer at the invisible parts of this ocean, the cosmic ghosts that haunt the dark spaces, and the secret threads that hold it all together. But for now, just float. Feel the weightlessness of your spirit. The stars are all around you, and they are singing you to sleep. In the vast theater of the night, not everything is bright and bold. In fact, some of the most beautiful parts of the universe are the ones that are nearly invisible, the cosmic ghosts. These are the ultra-diffuse galaxies, regions of space where stars are so spread out, so lonely, that the galaxy itself looks like a faint, ghostly thumbprint against the blackness. Imagine a galaxy the size of our own Milky Way, but with only 1% of the stars. It would be a place of immense shadows and soft, scattered light. If you were to stand on a planet inside one of these ghostly galaxies, the night sky would look very different. Instead of a thick band of light and thousands of bright stars, you might see only a dozen or so distant sparks. The rest would be an endless, velvety dark. There is something deeply peaceful about these ghosts. They remind us that beauty doesn't always have to be loud or obvious. Sometimes, the most profound things in life are the ones that are barely there: a whispered word, a gentle touch, a fleeting memory. These galaxies have existed for billions of years, drifting quietly through the void, content to be subtle. They don't have the grand spiral arms of Andromeda or the fiery core of a starburst galaxy. They are the introverts of the universe. Perhaps you have felt like a cosmic ghost at times. Perhaps you have felt spread thin or invisible, or as if your light isn't bright enough to be seen in the crowded room of the world. But these galaxies show us that thin light is still light. It still has gravity. It still has a place in the cosmic order. In fact, these ghostly galaxies are often held together by massive amounts of dark matter, an invisible scaffolding that provides strength without needing to be seen. Think of your own dark matter, the quiet strengths you carry that no one sees. Your resilience, your capacity for kindness, the way you keep going even when you feel faint. These are the things that hold you together. You don't need to be a blazing sun to be significant. You can be a quiet, ghostly glow, and you are still a part of the 2 trillion. As we drift through the regions where these ghosts live, notice the quality of the darkness. It isn't a scary darkness. It's the darkness of a cool, dark room when you are ready to sleep. It's the darkness of the soil where a seed is resting, preparing to grow. Scientists used to think the space between galaxies was empty, but we now know it is filled with these subtle structures, as well as stray stars, sun-like travelers that have been kicked out of their home galaxies and now wander the intergalactic void alone. Imagine being one of those stray stars. It sounds lonely, doesn't it? But look at it another way. You are a pioneer. You are a light in a place where there has never been light. You carry the warmth of a sun into the deepest reaches of the unknown. And because there is no other light nearby, your tiny spark is the most important thing for millions of miles. This is the beauty of soft discovery. We find that the empty parts of the universe are actually full of life and mystery, just waiting for a patient eye to see them. It reminds me of those moments in life when we think we are in a dry spell, when nothing seems to be happening, when we feel disconnected or stagnant. But often, those are the times when our roots are growing deepest, or when we are moving through a space of quiet transition that is necessary for our journey. If you have ever felt invisible, remember that the universe hides its most delicate treasures in the shadows. Let the image of the ghostly galaxy soothe your mind. It is a place of no pressure. No one expects a ghost galaxy to produce grand firework displays of star formation. It is allowed to just be. It is allowed to be dim. It is allowed to be slow. You, too, are allowed to have seasons where you are dim and slow. You don't always have to be on. You don't always have to be achieving. Tonight, you have permission to be a cosmic ghost, to spread out your thoughts until they are so thin they disappear, leaving only a sense of calm, quiet existence. Take a breath. A slow, thin breath, like the air in a distant galaxy. Feel it move through you, light and effortless. There is no resistance here. The ghosts of the cosmos move through each other without conflict. They glide like dancers in a dream. As we move past these faint lanterns, we start to see that they aren't just floating randomly. Even the ghosts are part of a hidden pattern. If we look closely enough, not with our eyes, but with our hearts and our deepest instruments, we begin to see the silver threads that connect everything. The universe isn't just a collection of islands, it is a web. But before we follow those threads, just stay here in the dim light for a moment. Feel the relief of not having to shine brightly. Feel the comfort of being subtle. The universe loves its shadows, just as much as its suns. And you are loved in your quietness, in your tiredness, and in your rest. If tonight's story is helping you find that quiet place, feel free to share a word of gratitude in the comments when you wake up. For now, just let the ghosts of the stars guide you deeper into the velvet dark. No one rests alone. Every story is a soft lantern, even the ones that are barely visible. If we were to pull back even further, so far that entire clusters of galaxies looked like tiny grains of salt, we would see something miraculous. The universe is not just a bunch of objects scattered in a room. It has a structure. It has a shape. And that shape is incredibly, hauntingly familiar. Imagine a vast, glowing spiderweb, or the delicate veining of a leaf, or the complex network of neurons in a human brain. This is what astronomers call the cosmic web. It is made of long, thin filaments of hydrogen gas and dark matter silver threads that stretch across millions of light years, acting as the highways of the universe. Galaxies aren't just floating, they are beads on these silver threads. They cluster together where the threads cross, forming great nodes of light. This tells us a deep, fundamental truth. Nothing in the universe is truly alone. Everything is connected. Every galaxy, every star, and every person is part of this grand, invisible tapestry. Think about the implications of this for a moment as you lie in the stillness. When you feel isolated, or when the world feels fragmented and broken, remember the cosmic web. There are invisible threads of connection that bind us to one another, to our past, and to the very stars themselves. These threads are made of gravity, of light, and of history. Visualize these silver threads as soft, glowing lines of energy. They are flexible, yet incredibly strong. They hold the universe together, ensuring that even in the vastness of space, there is a sense of order and purpose. The universe is like a giant piece of lace, woven with infinite care over billions of years. And you are a stitch in that lace. Without you, the pattern would be incomplete. There is a profound healing in this image. We often spend our lives trying to create connections, trying to find our tribe, trying to build bridges. But the cosmic web suggests that the connection is already there. We don't have to build it. We only have to recognize it. We are already part of the network. We are already plugged in to the source of all things. As you breathe in, imagine you are breathing in the energy of these silver threads. Feel the connection between your breath and the air in the room. And from there, to the atmosphere of the planet, and out into the solar system. Follow the thread from our sun to the center of the Milky Way, and then along the filaments that lead to the great clusters beyond. You are part of a continuous flow. There is no edge where you end and the universe begins. This is the climax of our journey, not a loud, explosive moment, but a quiet, expansive opening of the heart. To see the cosmic web is to see the mind of God, or the heart of nature, or whatever name you give to the great mystery. It is to see that the universe is a living, breathing thing. It grows, it reaches, it connects. If you have ever felt like a single, lonely point of light, look closer. You are part of a web that spans the infinite. The cosmic web also reminds us of the power of the small. A single thread might seem fragile, but when woven together, they can hold the weight of 2 trillion galaxies. Our small acts of kindness, our quiet moments of reflection, our daily efforts to be a little more patient or a little more loving. These are the filaments of our human web. They might seem insignificant on their own, but they are what hold our world together. Imagine the universe as a giant bubble bath. Where the bubbles meet, the water forms thin, shimmering membranes. The cosmic web is like that, the structure that forms where the bubbles of empty space push against one another. It is a structure born of tension and balance. In our own lives, we often face tension, the pull of different responsibilities, the push of difficult emotions. But perhaps that tension is exactly what creates the structure of our character. Perhaps it is what allows us to form the threads that connect us to others. Let the image of the silver threads wrap around your mind. See them glowing with a soft, bioluminescent light. They are pulsing very slowly, like a heartbeat that takes 1,000,000 years to complete. There is no hurry in the cosmic web. It has been weaving itself for 13 billion years, and it is still growing, still reaching out into the dark. As you fall deeper into relaxation, let your thoughts become like those threads, long, thin, and peaceful. You don't need to focus on any one point. Just let your mind drift along the filaments of your imagination. If a worry pops up, see it as a tiny speck of dust on a vast, glowing highway. It doesn't block the road, it's just a part of the scenery. It will eventually be swept away by the cosmic winds or absorbed into the background. The universe is organized. It is intentional, and it is beautiful. These are the 3 things you can trust tonight. You don't need to be the weaver. You only need to be the thread. If this story brought you calm, leave a gentle comment for yourself. Maybe describe the web of your own life, the people or things that keep you connected. Don't forget to subscribe for more peaceful nighttime journeys. We are all beads on the same string, resting together under the same sky. Next, we are going to look at the time capsules that travel along these threads, the light that brings us messages from the very beginning of time. One of the most poetic truths about our universe is that we can never truly see it as it is now. Because light takes time to travel, we always see the universe as it was. When you look at the moon, you see it as it was 1.3 seconds ago. When you look at the sun, you see it as it was 8 minutes ago. And when you look at the stars, you are looking years, decades, or even centuries into the past. The light we see tonight is a collection of time capsules. Every photon that touches your eye is a messenger from another era. Imagine a beam of light leaving a star in the constellation of Orion. That light began its journey when your great-grandparents were children. It has been flying through the dark, silent, and invisible, while world wars were fought, while cities were built, and while you were born. It has stayed its course, unblinking, until this very moment when it finally arrives to greet you. There is a profound comfort in this. It means that nothing is ever truly lost. The light of the past is still traveling through the universe. If someone were standing on a planet 100 light years away and looked at the Earth with a powerful enough telescope, they wouldn't see us. They would see the world of 100 years ago. They would see the old cars, the different clothes, and the ancestors we only know through grainy photographs. In this way, the universe is a giant memory bank. It preserves every moment, every flash of light, every heartbeat of a star. It reminds us that our lives, too, are being recorded in the light we emit, the literal light of our bodies and the metaphorical light of our actions. Think about a distant galaxy, so far away that its light has been traveling for 10 billion years. When we look at that galaxy, we are seeing the universe when it was a teenager, full of energy, a bit chaotic, and glowing with the birth of millions of new stars. That light is a letter from the beginning of time. It tells us where we came from. It tells us that we are part of a long, unbroken story. As you lie in the dark, imagine the room around you is filled with these invisible letters of light. They are zipping through the walls, through the air, and through you. You are literally bathed in the history of the cosmos. It's like being in a room full of ancient books, each one telling a story of a star that lived and died, or a planet that formed from a cloud of dust. This perspective helps us release the tyranny of the now. We often get so caught up in the problems of this specific day, this specific hour, this specific minute. But the light reminds us that the now is just a tiny, flickering point in a vast ocean of then. Most of the universe is the past, and the past is beautiful, stable, and finished. It cannot be changed, and therefore, it can be a source of great peace. In the quiet of the night, we are not just looking at the stars, we are reading the history of the light. Let yourself drift into the time capsule of your own life. Think of a beautiful memory from your past, perhaps a summer evening when you were young, or a moment of pure joy that felt like it would last forever. Imagine that moment as a beam of light traveling out into space. It is still out there. It is still moving. It is still real. The universe is holding that memory for you, keeping it safe in the vault of the stars. This is the soft reflection we need to heal. We don't have to carry our memories like heavy luggage. We can release them into the light, knowing they are preserved in the cosmic record. We can let go of the need to hold on because the universe is doing the holding for us. As you breathe, imagine the light of your own life glowing softly around you. It's a warm, golden light, the sum of all the love you've given, all the kindness you've shown, and all the beauty you've witnessed. That light is moving outward at 186,000 miles per second. It is your contribution to the cosmic story. The universe is a very patient listener. It takes billions of years to receive the messages from the stars. It doesn't rush the light. It doesn't demand that the light arrive faster. It simply waits. Tonight, can you be that patient? Can you wait for your own light to reach its destination? Can you trust that the beauty you are creating today will be seen, even if it's not seen right now? The stars are like old friends who have been traveling a long time to see us. They arrive tired, their light a little faded by the journey, but they arrive nonetheless. Let their arrival be a signal for you to let go. The journey of the day is over. Your messages have been sent. The cosmic record is updated. Close your eyes and see the time capsules drifting through the dark like glowing bubbles. Each one contains a story. Each one is a promise. I was there, they say. I existed. I shone. And so did you. And so do you. If this story brought you calm, leave a gentle comment for yourself. Maybe a memory you'd like the stars to keep safe. Don't forget to subscribe for more peaceful nighttime journeys. Here, no one rests alone. Every story is a soft lantern in the dark, and every light is a memory waiting to be found. The light that travels through space isn't just a messenger of the past. It's also the architect of the present. In the next part, we will see how the very atoms in your body were born in the same fires that created the stars. We often think of ourselves as separate from the stars, as small, biological beings living on a rocky planet, looking up at the heavens. But the most profound discovery of modern science is that there is no up and down, no here and there. We are not just in the universe, we are of it. Every atom in your body, the calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood, the oxygen you are breathing right now was forged in the heart of a star. In the beginning, the universe was simple. It was mostly hydrogen and helium. But stars are the universe's alchemists. Inside their searing, pressurized cores, they crushed those simple elements together to create something new. They made carbon, they made nitrogen, they made gold and silver. And when those stars reached the end of their lives, they didn't just disappear. They exhaled. Some faded quietly, puffing out their outer layers like smoke from a pipe. Others went out in a magnificent supernova, a final, triumphant flash of light that scattered their newly made elements across the galaxy. You are the result of that celestial exhale. You are literally made of stardust. Take a moment to let that sink in. Feel the weight of your hand resting on the bed. That hand is made of atoms that once lived at the center of a sun. Those atoms have traveled through the silver threads of the cosmic web, have been part of time capsules of light, and have finally come together to form you. This is not a metaphor. It is a literal, physical fact. You are a way for the universe to experience itself. You are a piece of the cosmos that has developed eyes to see the stars, ears to hear the wind, and a heart to feel the mystery of it all. When you look at the night sky, you aren't looking at something foreign. You are looking at your ancestors. You are looking at your origins. There is an incredible sense of belonging in this realization. You cannot be lost in the universe because you are a part of it. You cannot be alone because every atom in your body is connected to the same source as every other atom in every other galaxy. We are all made of the same ancient material. The person sitting across from you on the bus, the bird in the tree, the distant nebula, we are all cousins, born from the same cosmic fire. If you have ever felt like you don't belong, look at your own hands. They are made of the stars, and the stars always have a home in the sky. Tonight, as you drift toward sleep, imagine that your body is beginning to glow with a soft, starlight energy. Feel the alchemy of us working within you. The same energy that powers the sun is the energy that keeps your heart beating. The same gravity that holds the galaxies together is the gravity that keeps you grounded and safe. This is the soft discovery that heals our sense of isolation. When we realize we are stardust, the walls between us and them begin to thin. We see that we are all part of the same grand experiment. We are all the universe trying to figure out what it means to be alive, to love, and to rest. Think about the journey of a single atom of iron in your blood. It was born in the final seconds of a massive star's life. It was flung into the void, drifting for millions of years in a cold, dark cloud. Eventually, that cloud collapsed to form our solar system. That iron atom became part of the earth, then part of the soil, then part of a plant, and finally, part of you. It has been on an incredible journey just to be here, helping you breathe tonight. What a privilege it is to be the current host of these ancient atoms. What a responsibility to treat them and yourself with kindness. Your body is a temple built of starlight. It deserves to rest. It deserves to be nourished. It deserves to be at peace. As you settle into the alchemy of us, let go of the idea that you are a small, insignificant speck. You are a masterpiece of cosmic engineering. You are a collection of 3 billion-year-old elements that have decided, for a brief and beautiful moment, to come together and be you. Don't worry about whether you are enough. The stars don't worry about being enough. They just shine. They just exist. And by existing, they fulfill their purpose. You are fulfilling your purpose right now, simply by breathing, simply by resting, simply by being a part of the light. If this story brought you calm, leave a gentle comment for yourself. Maybe a word like connected or stardust. Don't forget to subscribe for more peaceful nighttime journeys. Here, no one rests alone. We are all made of the same light, and we are all heading back to the same silence. The journey is almost complete. We have seen the scale, the threads, the light, and the alchemy. Now, we are going to look at the weight of smallness, how being tiny in a vast universe is actually the greatest relief of all. We often use the word small as if it's a bad thing. We want to be big. We want to have big ideas, big careers, and big impacts. But in the context of the universe, small is a gift. It is a liberation. Imagine standing on a vast, salt flat under a moonless sky. The horizon is invisible. There is only the ground beneath your feet and the infinite dome of stars above. In that moment, you realize that you are truly, mathematically tiny. You are a speck on a planet that is a speck in a solar system, that is a speck in a galaxy, that is a speck in a universe of 2 trillion others. Now, feel the weight of that realization. It doesn't feel heavy, does it? It feels light. It feels like a long, slow exhale. If you are that small, it means that your mistakes are also small. Your embarrassments, your failures, the things you said that you wish you could take back in the grand scale of the cosmos, they are invisible. The universe doesn't care if you tripped over your words in a meeting today. The stars aren't judging you for not having your life figured out by a certain age. The galaxies will keep spinning whether you are successful or not. This is the soft twist of our story. Our smallness is our sanctuary. It is the place where we can go to be free from the pressure of the world. When the expectations of others feel like a heavy coat, you can take it off and step into the vastness. You can say to yourself, I am a tiny part of a 2 trillion galaxy universe. I am allowed to just be. Think of the relief of being a passenger on a giant ship. You don't have to navigate. You don't have to shovel the coal. You don't have to worry about the weather. You can just sit on the deck and watch the stars. The universe is that ship. It has been sailing for billions of years, and it knows exactly where it's going. It doesn't need your help to keep the planets in their orbits. It doesn't need your anxiety to make the sun rise. The universe is so big that it has already solved all the problems you are currently worrying about. Let this weight of smallness settle over you like a soft, heavy quilt. It's the kind of weight that makes you feel secure, not crushed. It's the weight of knowing that you aren't in charge, and therefore, you don't have to be perfect. You are a small, beautiful, temporary expression of a much larger reality. In many ways, the universe is like a parent, and we are the children. A child doesn't worry about the mortgage or the groceries. They just play and they sleep, trusting that the big world is being taken care of by someone else. Tonight, let the universe be the parent. Let it handle the big things. You just focus on the small things, the rhythm of your breath, the softness of your pillow, the gentle drift of your thoughts. When we embrace our smallness, we also embrace our connection, because if we are all small, then we are all equal. There is no one above or below in the cosmic scale. We are all just passengers on the same tiny marble. This realization brings a deep sense of compassion. We see that everyone else is also carrying their small burdens, trying their best in a vast and mysterious world. As you fall deeper into sleep, imagine your worries are like tiny dust motes in a beam of sunlight. They are there, but they have no weight. They are just dancing in the light. They can't hurt you. They can't hold you down. You are much, much larger than your problems, even if you are small compared to a galaxy. This is the paradox of the sleep story. By recognizing how tiny we are, we find the space to grow internally. We find the room to breathe. We find the peace that passes all understanding. The stars are still there, steady and silent. They have seen millions of people like us come and go. They have seen empires rise and fall, and they have always offered the same message: rest. You are safe. Everything is in its right place. If this story brought you calm, leave a gentle comment for yourself. Maybe a phrase like, "I am small and I am free." Don't forget to subscribe for more peaceful nighttime journeys. Here, no one rests alone. Every story is a soft lantern, and every small soul is a precious part of the whole. We are coming to the end of our journey now. We have traveled from the forest of light to the web of the cosmos, from the alchemy of our atoms to the relief of our smallness. Now, we are going to return to the stillness where we began, and let the universe take it from here. Our journey through the 2 trillion galaxies is coming to a close, but the peace we have found remains. Like a ship returning to a quiet harbor after a long voyage, we are coming back to the shores of our own consciousness. But we are not the same as when we left. We carry with us the silence of the deep space, the shimmer of the silver threads, and the ancient wisdom of the stardust in our veins. The world outside your window is still there, but it feels different now. The darkness isn't an empty void, it's a presence. It's a soft, protective layer that separates the business of the day from the sanctuary of the night. The stars are still above the clouds, even if you can't see them. They are always there, a permanent audience to the quiet moments of your life. Take a slow, deep breath. As you inhale, feel the vastness of the universe entering your spirit. As you exhale, feel yourself melting into the bed. You are no longer trying to understand the 2 trillion galaxies. You are simply letting them exist. You are letting the universe do what it does best, continue. The planets will continue their slow, graceful circles. The stars will continue to forge new elements. The light will continue to travel across the billions of years. And you will continue to rest. There is a beautiful, final lesson in the science of the stars. The universe is not just expanding, it is also cooling. Over trillions of years, it is moving toward a state of perfect, peaceful equilibrium. It is moving toward a cosmic sleep. We are simply practicing that equilibrium tonight. We are aligning our personal energy with the ultimate destination of all things, a state of absolute, undisturbed calm. In the end, all paths lead back to the silence from which we came. And that silence is not empty, it is a homecoming. Think about the silence of the moon. It has no atmosphere to carry sound, no wind to rustle, no water to lap against the shore. It is a place of total, perfect stillness. Imagine that stillness now. It's a cool, silver quiet that settles over your mind like a fine mist. Any remaining thoughts are like slow-moving shadows on the lunar surface, harmless, quiet, and eventually disappearing as the sun of your consciousness sets. You have done enough today. Whatever you achieved is enough. Whatever you left unfinished is okay. The universe is a master of the unfinished. It is a work in progress, and so are you. There is no deadline for your growth. There is no final exam for your soul. You are allowed to be a draft, a sketch, a nebula of possibilities. As the voice of the storyteller fades, let the rhythm of your own heart take over. It is a steady, reliable drumbeat, echoing the pulse of the cosmic web. You are safe, you are loved, you are part of a story that is too big to fail. The 2 trillion galaxies are not a burden. They are a support system. They are the scaffolding of your existence. You can lean back against the immensity and know that you will not fall. There is no down to fall into, only more space, more light, and more peace. Before you drift away completely, remember that you are a vital part of this community. Why is that? Sleep Story is more than just a channel. It is a gathering of souls looking for the same starlight. If this journey has brought you peace, we invite you to return whenever the world feels too loud. Your presence, your light, adds warmth to this quiet corner of the night. Perhaps a simple good night, universe, or a wish for someone else to find the same rest you are finding now. In this space, no one rests alone. We are all drifting together, beads on a silver thread, moving toward the morning. The light is dimming now. The stars are whispering their final lullaby. The atoms of your body are settling into their ancient, comfortable patterns. The journey is over, and the rest begins. The most beautiful things in life are often the ones we cannot see, the ones we cannot touch, but the ones we can feel in the deepest silence of our hearts. May your dreams be as vast as the galaxies and as peaceful as the space between them. May you wake up feeling the strength of the stars and the lightness of the stardust. But for now, there is only this moment, this breath, this stillness. Everything is okay. Everything is as it should be. The universe is watching over you, and you are finally, truly at rest. Good night. Sweet dreams among the stars.